combination charts can be great. It's a great place to show two different data sets in the same space, especially when one of those data sets provides context for the other. But in this case, they're trying to use a combination chart to show the relationship between two data sets. In other words, when one does this, the other one does this. And for that, a scatter plot is usually a much better choice. The other thing is I think this line right here is a little bit misleading. So line charts are usually pretty good when you're trying to show trends or patterns in the data. That's because unlike a column or a bar chart that shows individual separate data points, this connects them all together. So it's a lot easier for the audience to see the trend or the pattern or what have you. So when I look at this, my brain naturally wants to find that pattern, which is a pattern of growth. But that's obviously a problem because this isn't a pattern of growth. They've just sorted this data from low to high. But back to my other point, a scatter plot is going to be a much better choice here because we can see the relationship. Instead of relying on how big this gap is or how small this gap is, we'll be able to plot these against two different axes. So here we have the exact same data, only plotted along our two axes. And as you can tell, there's a general relationship. In other words, if we read the title again, industries with lower future of work readiness have higher share of deskless workers, you can see that that is indeed correct. In other words, when future of work readiness tends to be low, then share of deskless workers tends to be high, which is this section right here. So now that we've kind of stripped this down, we've chosen the right chart, it's time to put a little bit more focus on what we want our audience to see. So now we have our leaders and our laggards.